Tom Hanks was enjoying a quiet afternoon in a small coastal town, taking a rare break from his bustling schedule. Known for his down-to-earth demeanor, he often spent time exploring quaint streets, chatting with locals, and enjoying life's simpler pleasures. That day he was seated at an outdoor cafe, sipping on his favorite latte and reading a book, when something unusual caught his attention. A young girl, no older than 16, was sitting a few feet away, her tattered clothing and weary expression starkly contrasting with the cheerful ambiance of the cafe. Her eyes darted nervously around, as if she were unsure whether to approach him. In her hands, she clutched a crumpled piece of paper. She looked malnourished and exhausted, the weight of her struggles evident in her fragile frame. Tom's heart immediately went out to her. He was no stranger to stories of hardship and always believed in helping others when he could. As she hesitated, he gave her a warm, inviting smile, silently encouraging her to come closer. "Excuse me, sir," she finally mustered, her voice barely audible. "I'm sorry to bother you, but I really need help." Tom closed his book, giving her his full attention. "You're not bothering me at all," he said gently. "What's your name?" "Clara," she replied, clutching the paper tighter. Her hands trembled slightly, and her eyes brimmed with tears. I don't have anywhere to go. I've been on the streets for weeks, but that's not the worst part." She unfolded the paper, revealing a medical diagnosis. Tom took it and scanned the document carefully. It stated that Clara had a rare, progressive autoimmune disease, one that required immediate treatment. The name of the disease, systemic lupus erythematosus, jumped out at him. "I don't have insurance, and the shelters, they can't help with medical stuff," Clara explained, her voice cracking. "I don't know what to do anymore." Tom felt a pang in his chest. He could see the desperation in her eyes, the kind of despair that no one, especially someone so young, should ever have to endure. Without a second thought, he gestured to the empty chair across from him. "Sit down, Clara," he said. "Let's figure this out together." Over the next hour, Clara shared her story. She had grown up in a small town far from here. After losing her mother to cancer 2 years ago, her father had fallen into a deep depression and eventually abandoned her. Left to fend for herself, she had moved from place to place, trying to survive on odd jobs and the kindness of strangers. But when she started feeling unwell, persistent fevers, joint pain, and extreme fatigue, she knew she needed help she couldn't afford. Tom listened intently, his heart breaking with every detail. He knew he had the resources to make a difference, and he wasn't about to let this young girl face such a monumental challenge alone. "Clara, first things first," he said. "You need proper medical care. I'll make sure you get it." Her eyes widened in disbelief. "You'd do that for me?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Absolutely," he said, his warm smile returning. "Everyone deserves a chance, and you've been dealt a tough hand, but we're going to change that." Tom immediately contacted a close friend who was a doctor, arranging for Clara to be seen at a top hospital. He also called his assistant, ensuring that temporary accommodations were set up for her at a safe and welcoming place. Clara could hardly believe what was happening. It felt like a dream. In the following weeks, Clara's life took a dramatic turn. With Tom's unwavering support, she received the treatments she desperately needed. The doctors were optimistic about managing her condition, and Clara began to regain her strength. But Tom didn't stop there. He wanted to give her a future to look forward to. Knowing her love for reading and storytelling, he connected her with a nonprofit organization that provided scholarships to young people with aspirations of becoming writers. One afternoon, while visiting her at the hospital, Tom brought her a stack of books. "These are some of my favorites," he said. "Maybe they'll inspire you." Clara's face lit up as she took the books. "Thank you," she said softly. "I've always loved stories. They've been my escape, even when things were really hard." "Then keep writing your own," Tom encouraged. "Your story is powerful. One day you'll inspire others by sharing it." Months turned into a year, and Clara's transformation was remarkable. She had not only regained her health but also her confidence and sense of purpose. She began writing about her journey, crafting essays and short stories that touched on themes of resilience, kindness, and hope. During one of their regular meetings, Clara shyly handed Tom a bound manuscript. "This is for you," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "You changed my life, and this book is proof that you were right. I do have a story to tell." Tom looked at the manuscript, its title etched in elegant script, From the Shadows to the Light. His eyes welled up as he flipped through the pages. "Clara," he said, his voice thick with emotion, "you've created something truly beautiful." Clara smiled, her journey now one of hope rather than despair. As Tom hugged her, he knew that their chance meeting had been anything but coincidence. It was proof that sometimes, even in the darkest moments, a twist of fate could change everything. A year later, Clara's book was published, gaining attention for its heartfelt portrayal of struggle and resilience. She began speaking at schools and events, sharing her story to inspire others who felt lost or hopeless. Each time she stepped onto a stage, she would remember the moment she approached Tom at the cafe, unsure if he would even listen. Tom, ever humble, attended her first book signing event in disguise, sitting quietly in the back as Clara spoke. When she spotted him, her face lit up, and she paused mid-sentence. "And to the person who gave me my second chance," she said, her voice breaking, "I owe everything." The audience turned to see Tom standing and applauding, his trademark smile on full display. As he walked up to the stage, the room erupted in cheers. Taking the microphone, he said, "Clara, you've done all the hard work. I just gave a little nudge. The rest was all you." The moment was electric, filled with warmth and gratitude. Clara knew her journey was far from over, but with people like Tom in her corner, she felt ready to face whatever came next. Clara's story became a beacon of hope for many, proving that kindness and compassion could spark extraordinary change. And for Tom, it was another reminder of why he always made time to listen and help, because sometimes the simplest acts of kindness could rewrite someone's entire story. If you liked the story, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Goodbye.